Welcome to VIMP, the very important movie podcast with Sean, Darian, Jaiden, and Eli. I'm Sean.
I'm Darian.
I'm Jaiden.
And I'm Eli.
This is the world's first and only podcast with too many bitches and not enough hoes ever recorded live from Hollywood, California, Charlotte, North Carolina, and a parking lot in Junction City, Kansas. That's the same intro 2 weeks in a row. I think that's going to stick, and there's nothing anybody can do about it except edit it out, I suppose. But
Eli, you look crazy.
I look like Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
kind of looks like that.
Oh my god.
Do you ever watch those where they show movies and music to tribal people from Afghanistan?
What the fuck? No.
That's what you look like.
That's crazy. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Can you imagine? It's like pulling like a Mennonite or something.
They do that. There's videos where they show stuff to Amish people, and there you can find any variation of anybody showing something to any other person if you look hard enough. If you look hard enough, you can probably find a video of me showing something to someone else. Just, it's out there. It's out there on the internet. I don't know what the things are that I'm showing people. I don't know who those people are that are looking at them, but they're there.
Hey.
Look at that. Look at that Taza.
That Taza.
Taza de Rojo.
Color first.
Oh, yeah. Rojo de Taza. That's sorry.
Actually,
Anyway.
I'm just kidding. No. Don't listen to me. That was wrong.
Oh my god.
You're right. You're right, Chuck.
Cup of red, right?
A cup of red.
You guys say stuff backwards. Cup red
Cup red, yeah.
instead of red
I
cup.
thought I was right.
Yeah, no, you were. I'm sorry.
God damn it, you're fucking with me.
I had my English ears on and not my Mexican ones.
You should have one of each on at all times. So what's everybody up to? It's really cold here. It's 17 degrees and it feels like -5. Anybody else experiencing
Not
that kind of
that,
nonsense?
but when I woke up this morning, it was like 40 and said it felt like 32.
Oh,
It's supposed to
dear.
snow tomorrow,
Oh dear.
allegedly.
Yeah, I tried to.
Allegedly.
Did it not snow there yesterday or rain?
Mm-mm.
Did it rain?
No. Mm-mm.
A big storm
Says-
blew through where I was, but it was rain. Didn't turn to snow yet.
It says 95% chance of snow tomorrow. It's gonna snow
Crazy.
like from 3 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wow, allegedly.
Probably gonna all melt though.
Oh, absolutely.
What about in LA? Is it snowing there yet? Has the snow started?
Yeah, we're up to 4 feet right now.
That's
Kinda bad.
crazy. You guys should ski down the Hollywood sign like you do every January. Your tradition of
Yeah.
skiing down the H, right into the O, doing a loop
Oh.
over off the L, and then down the mountain.
I thought you said noodle loop, like a noodle loop. But
Yeah, noodle loop makes sense. I mean, you could do a noodle loop. That's a pretty sick thing to do on a toboggan. Do a noodle loop on a toboggan.
You say toboggan?
I did say toboggan.
That's
That's
what
crazy.
Hayden says too. It's really weird.
That's not what I normally call them. I normally call them a
Why'd
sled.
you do it?
Because it's a fun word to say, toboggan.
Well, I was saying it because I thought you were saying it like weird. I thought it was toboggan. It's not toboggan.
Toboggan.
No, it's toboggan.
I thought it was toboggan. My bad. Well,
What ears were
Wait,
those?
that's what Hayden calls a beanie. Or am I thinking of something else?
Are you thinking? A toboggan is like a wooden sled. Those kinds that are wood, the old-fashioned looking sleds. With,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
does he call it a balaclava or a skull cap or a
No.
watch cap?
No.
What could he possibly be? Does he say toboggan?
I think he does. Oh, look, it says here toboggan, ski cap, bobble hat,
Interesting.
toboggan. Yeah, I don't know why.
Have I been calling a sled a toboggan wrong, incorrectly, or is it also a sled?
Let me look. God, I love having Google. Toboggan.
Toboggan.
yeah,
Nope,
like
you're
imagine,
right.
like imagine going back in the day and having to go to the library to figure this shit out.
Could you imagine?
piss me
I
off.
would not care. I wouldn't know anything because
Imagine.
I could not care.
I used
Like,
to do that.
I would just never know what toboggan was.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that. I would go to the library, or we'd go to. I would look at my grandparents' encyclopedias that were 30 years out of date in the 80s. I used to do reports on countries that weren't even probably countries anymore. It changed drastically. Doing a report on Argentina from an encyclopedia from 1952. I always got good grades on them, though.
I wonder, like, if because you had to work so hard for information, it stuck better for you.
I'm sure it did.
Because I feel like you have a lot of knowledge that just lives in your head rent free. And I feel like I have a lot of random knowledge, but like I also feel like it's so easy to look things up that my brain doesn't store as much as you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, probably reading it on an actual book as opposed to a website helps a lot more with that too. And
'Cause
having to ride a bicycle
I'm like, I could just look it up again if
to
I
the
need
library.
to. Yeah.
I used to. Yeah, I don't remember anything that's happened since 2004, so that tracks. I
Yeah.
don't remember shit since the internet was popular.
Yeah.
I don't remember, there's a comedian, maybe, I don't remember, but was it Pete Holmes? Might have been a Pete Holmes bit from like a long time ago, talking about, he's like, it used to be basically the same setup that we're talking about. And he'd go, back when we were kids, you just didn't know that Tom Petty came from Florida, and it was fine. You just didn't know that. Nobody, it wasn't a thing you knew. If everybody was like, hey, where's Tom Petty from? Everybody like, I don't know. And then you're like, okay, that's life. You just move on with your life. That's life. Maybe you'll find out one day, but you didn't need to know that minute.
Sounds kind of nice.
Dude, yeah.
I didn't, even back then, it drove me crazy. I needed to know. There used to be a catalog when I worked at Hastings. There was a music catalog that all of basically it's Amazon. Everything ever made, anything printed, like published, you could look up a band and then see all of their discography, and you could order it by the catalog number. So if we found a band that we liked and they didn't have the music or the CD in the store, you could go look up in this book and do a special order, and it would get shipped to the store. Cool. So you'd find stuff out that way, and there was one for books as well, and one for movies, one for everything. The internet just used to be in a book. You could find stuff out.
Yeah, it's just so much more convenient now.
Well, yeah, but you don't appreciate it anymore.
No, definitely not. Except right now, I'm appreciating it right now.
Yeah, I like knowing that a toboggan is a hat also. It's like a nickname, or is that what it's always been? Which one's the original one? I really want to know. See, I do want to know these things. I want to know why that is a toboggan.
A beanie.
Call it a beanie as well. I wonder what Will Smith calls it.
Yeah, seriously. In 81.
He probably slaps the shit out of his beanie.
Get my toboggan's name.
Out your motherfucking mouth.
Hey, this was before this incident.
True.
It was. What movie are we doing? We're doing Eli's movie.
The Pursuit of Happyness.
Pursuit of Happyness.
Pursuit of Happyness.
Happyness.
I want you. Do you guys mind if I ask? Did you guys decently like the movie?
We can't tell you that yet.
Did it motivate you?
No.
Absolutely not.
It actually just pissed me off.
I fucking cried the entire time.
Well, I have some things to say about this movie, and I would like to get into them. I see superficially why you might like this movie and find motivation in it, Eli, and I'm about to ruin it for you.
I'm going to be so pissed. It's got everything to do with capitalism and how it's fucked everybody. Just watch.
Yeah, it is. Exactly that. This is a right-wing capitalism, libertarian wet dream story. And it made me want to burn the movie down with a flamethrower. And everybody associated with it. With that being said, it's actually a pretty good movie, and it's well made, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Which makes me even madder at the movie for its message.
Was definitely entertained the whole time.
Yeah, I love the performances. Everybody was great. Jaiden's name twin was really good in it. That's the best that Jaiden Smith's ever been.
I was about to say, this was like his best performance.
It definitely was.
Barely said anything.
When it's before he knew, how can we see when we don't have eyes or whatever? his quote was. His crazy tweet.
Hey,
You guys remember that?
Yeah, something like that. I think that's where woke America began.
Uh,
We're gonna find it.
He made America woke again.
Jaiden Smith did.
Yes. With that quote.
Oh, how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? Jaiden Smith, genius, super genius. He probably got some sort of disease sleeping in that cave in the subway.
Yeah, for real. Okay, what did you guys think about the beginning? Did you guys like? Do you all of you have never seen this movie, right?
No, it's my first time.
Okay,
it's also my last time.
Going based off of just the performance alone, and it being slightly like motivational. Does it complete the motivation, or does like the capitalistic like wet dream just completely ruin it?
I mean, you got to hand it to him for being perseverant. It's just it's just more of a, if this whole thing was an indictment of the system and how that everything that's happening to him is bad, then I would appreciate it. But what it's saying is that, well, let's just go through it when we go through the movie, because there's certain things that happen throughout the movie that drive me crazy.
I want to say that my opinion of it is, like, in the beginning, I was like, okay, yeah, this is motivational. You gotta, like, the first half of the movie, I was like, yeah, like, you do have to work for the things you want, and you do have to take chances and risks, and if you want something, you gotta fight for it, and it's not gonna come easily. And I like that message. But then it kind of started to shift over into, and I was like, I feel like this is what, like, people think that the American dream is, and this is what I feel like billionaires want the common people of America to believe, that if they go and do this, then they can be billionaires too and make all this money. But it's so unrealistic, because it's like, this man was given this opportunity because he solved a Rubik's Cube. Are you kidding me? Like, that would never happen in real life. If you showed up to an interview like that, there's no way you're going to get given the opportunity. Isn't this based on a true story, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if we're going to say
that's just not, like, realistic.
Well, even if we take out let's just assume that it is realistic. Let's assume that everything happened in real life exactly the way that it happened. What it's telling everyone, what the message of this movie is saying, is that it's up to the individual to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and suffer and eat shit and kiss everyone's ass in order to make it into a position where then you are now a stockbroker and can shit all over everybody else below you.
Yeah. And that's where I'm saying, like, I think that there's, balance to that. I think, like I said, I definitely believe that, like, I hate the whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps thing. It's super fucking annoying and condescending and whatever. And I feel like it's said only by people that have never had to struggle in their life. But I do, like, in the beginning, when it was just like, oh, like, I have this dream, I want to do this, I'm gonna go get it. I was like, yeah. But then once, like, and we'll talk about it more obviously, but, like, once they started really, really struggling, like him and his kid, that's when it was kind of like, all right, this is actually getting kind of fucked up.
Well, I think the problem with it is that everything is, let's just assume that everything's accurate, all the bad stuff that happens. Everything that happens in this movie and everything you need to do to be successful that it's portraying is true and accurate. The problem I have with this movie is the message of this movie is the movie is saying that that's good and that and that this is the way it should be, and him overcoming it is what made him to deserve getting to the position that he eventually made it to. And they're saying everything that's good and all the struggles he went through are good and just, and he should have had to go through those and overcome them to earn what he got in the end. And that's what I don't like about the movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody, I'm curious of what Jaiden thought about this, but I don't think this movie passes the Bechdel test because the entire this movie is saying that his wife is a crazy bitch for no reason, and that's all she was just this psychotic fucking bitch that's mad at him for absolutely nothing. And literally every scene she's in, she's just yelling at him and being a
Mm-hmm.
bitch. So
No,
it's
though,
like,
hold on.
you
I
got to
would be
get rid.
pissed.
What?
I was gonna say I would be pissed as fuck too if I was working doubles for 4 months straight, and my partner could not fucking sell the machines that they spent our life savings on. That shit would piss me off. I would be a
Yeah.
mad bitch too.
I think
To
I
be
wrote that in
honest.
my notes that her crash outs were valid.
Well, they're valid to a point. If he was sitting at home and not doing anything and not trying,
Right.
but he's out there doing his very, very best and being super charming. And it looked like he'd sold a shit ton of these fucking things because he's got like 100 of them stacked in their apartment. He has like
Yeah.
7 left.
Yeah.
She should be mad. She seemed to be very on board with that plan on that little flashback when it shows him buying all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact
Yeah.
that
True.
it just seems like she's just, and who knows in real life? I mean, maybe it kind of implies that she's just crazy and can't handle anything. And I don't know if maybe that's true. I don't know if that's true or not. But this movie if we're just taking this movie as the way the movie's portraying it, this movie is saying that she's just a fucking selfish, crazy bitch. The message of this movie is awesome, smart dude has to overcome a stupid bitch wife who leaves him in the lurch, even though he's busting his ass every day to become a rich millionaire. And he does it. Yay. It's like divorced dad porn for libertarians.
That's kind of funny.
I don't know. I feel both. There were definitely moments where I understood her perspective on it, and I was like, yeah, I'd be pissed as fuck too. But at the same time, that was before you like see that she's so on board with the investment in the first place. But there were also parts where I was like, damn, she's being really, really hard on him. But she might not, she doesn't, it's all about perspective. Like, she doesn't see that he's out there, like, doing his very fucking best. All she sees is that he keeps failing. So she's like, obviously, you're doing something wrong. And so,
Well, I'm sure in real life there was definitely nuance and more to her side of the story. But the
yeah.
way that this movie's portraying it is it's every scene is a scene of him struggling and busting his ass and doing the very best that he can and being a great dad. And then it's a scene of her being a bitch to him. And then it's a scene of him
This
busting his
movie
ass.
took place in the 80s, right?
1981, yeah.
Because my thought too, and I'm sure it was much different at this time, but my thought was also like, she could also get a better job.
Yeah.
Like, she's working at a laundromat.
Yeah.
What's stopping her from getting a better job? But then she does. And it's in New York.
She didn't have to go to New York to get a job at a fucking restaurant.
Right.
And then there's that scene later at the very end when did mom leave because of me? And he's like, no, she left because of herself sucking shit. She's the worst.
Yeah.
And he's right before she leaves, he says something to her about, you can't take care of him. Like you're a piece of shit. You can't do it and you know it, essentially. But we're getting way ahead of ourselves. Way ahead of ourselves.
I think you're right. I think the movie probably is like very focused on the fact that they want to focus on his story and how he became successful. And obviously they're not going to cover her. They're not going to be like, oh, you know what? She was just as hardworking and doing whatever. I mean, they did mention the doubles and stuff and her working them 4 months in a row. But I feel like the focus is the fact that he persevered even though she wasn't, the helpful she wanted to do it all type of wife. But also, I think it's important to think about how he even said that when he first bought the machines, he didn't know that they were more of like a luxury. And then, it's...
Yeah, but isn't that something you should know before you invest in something?
Yeah,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's why I was saying that he's the dumbest smart guy in a movie.
Yeah.
This is this entire thing is just a hero's journey of sucking this guy off for being so awesome at accomplishing against all of these, everything being against him. And just to get to the end of where he is a stockbroker one of the most evil things on the face of the earth.
I didn't really get the whole smart thing. The only thing that showed that he was smart was that he could solve that Rubik's Cube. It's not like he was doing super cunning things throughout the movie.
Well, I think they're saying that, so he was first in his class in his little tiny high school, and then he joined the Air Force, and he went to a technical to radio school. So he was to run the radars and fix machinery, and he was the top of his class in the Air Force or the Army, whatever one he was in. So he was the smartest one who did that, and he was able to fix the machine. So it's showing that he's smart. And then there was one scene, something to do with numbers, where he figured out these numbers in addition to the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that
was. He remembered a phone number.
Yeah, the phone number part.
It's not that hard to remember a phone number. I don't know. It just wasn't giving like, oh man, this guy's so low-key a genius.
No,
like,
I
just didn't get that vibe at all. I just thought, yeah, he's smart enough, I guess. Not smart enough to not pay his parking tickets. But
Also, I think that it's also how like this is the 80s, and like the Rubik's Cube had just come out, and they were like, oh, mathematician solved it in 30 minutes, and if you solve it in a cab ride up north, then you're just as smart as a mathematician. I think that's what they were trying to get at.
That is definitely what they were getting at.
For sure.
It's just like, that's like the whole thing. And I feel like it's so funny to see these kind of stories now too, because nowadays it's like you can't really solve a Rubik's Cube and get a job, that'll change your life anymore. So it's
I don't think you could get any job. You do that for your job application at like Target. They're like, okay.
Okay, you watched that YouTube video and learned the pattern of how to do it.
Okay. Anyway.
I feel like it's not as impressive, especially like now, and I think that that's one of those things where you just like, it was so long ago, and it would have been impressive then, but to impress somebody now, you would like have to pull off some shit to be able to impress somebody now, especially in like that kind of, cutthroat market, selling like being a stockbroker.
Yeah.
Well, the whole capitalism libertarian ethos is that it's a merit-based system, and if you're smart enough and work hard enough, the people who are smart and work hard enough will rise to the top, and that's what this is all about. We're supposed to celebrate that the system is working the way it's supposed to work, where the smartest, hardest working guy wins, and that's how it should be, and that's how it's always going to be, and it's great. And that if you're a homeless guy who thinks that the machine is a time machine, then you should live on the street, and your dirty fucking hippies with guitars will steal your shit.
Can't trust them. I wrote that in my
Can't trust the dirty
notes.
hippies.
That fucking bitch, that pissed me off. I was so happy he got it back. That fucking bitch.
Which would just never happen. I don't think it would happen. But also he's a fucking idiot for doing it in the first place.
Why would he leave that there?
He could have left it in the lobby with the receptionist of the building.
Literally.
But he's like, I don't want to look like I have this big stupid thing when I go in to talk to him. Like, there's plenty of places he could have left it in that building.
But he's okay going in there covered in paint, not having showered.
Dude,
well, that was his only.
I know, but like
only recourse. But yes,
I know, but I mean,
I know he like stopped like the bathroom was right there. He could have gone and at least taken it out of his hair or something.
Yeah, take the paint out of his hair. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry, why are you covered in so much paint? I thought that
he's really
immediately. I'm like, wow, they really
shit.
wanted to show that he was painting by putting paint all over him.
Yeah.
Couldn't get he was in jail all night. He couldn't get it out of his hair.
Just stick your head in the toilet.
Yeah.
Come on now. How much do you want it? How much do you want to rise to the top of capitalist America? You want to put your head in a toilet?
Let's kind of
be homeless.
Briefly go through the plot. So he's selling his stupid ass machines door to door, hospital to hospital. Like, how many hospitals are in? How many doctors? But
that's what I was thinking too.
So he's doing that, and he sees a dude pull up in a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, I'm not sure. And he asks the guy, "How do you get that?" He's like, "I'm a stockbroker." And the dude's like, "Park it for me. Can you feed the meter?" He gets his hard on for a guy with a fucking sports car.
Mm-hmm.
And then he somehow figures out that they're hiring interns. Or no, the dude tells him to go talk to somebody or something. So he finds out that they're hiring interns. So he talks his way into getting the interview by showing up at the, what's his name? Twisty?
Twisty.
Twizzler?
Twizzler, I think.
I've got it here. My notes are all fucked up. J Twisty. Twistle. J Twistle.
Twistle.
Close enough.
And the whole time this is all happening, his wife's being a bitch. We already talked about that. And he's having to pick his kid up from daycare. Oh, this is where his kid's daycare is where we get the misspelled name, because it's also has to be racist that Chinese people don't know how to spell.
Oh my God.
It's funny.
Also, like, I didn't really understand that whole plot, because when we picked this movie, we were like, oh, why is it spelled wrong? And then it was one of the first things that he said in the movie.
Yeah, it's like
Was,
immediately.
oh, it's spelled wrong. And I was like, oh, they're going to explain what this is about. And it's like, he's just kind of pissed that they're not spelling it right because he's so smart. He's like, oh, that's not how you spell happiness. I'm smart. I don't want my kid to think that's how you spell happiness. And I like how the kid was like, is fuck spelled right?
Yeah, it's fuck spelled right. So he does
like,
get to learn how to spell
nice.
that correctly.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, and he also finds out that the kid's just watching TV shows and daycare, which I'm pretty sure you guys had to do that too, right?
They were
when
only
I was a kid.
paying $150 a month. Come on. What do you expect?
Which that's kind of a lot back in 1981.
That kills me that that's a lot back then, because daycare now is like $2,000 a month.
Ridiculous.
Let's check the inflation calculator.
The inflation is insane. It's like $500 a week.
1981, what was it, 150?
150.
That's $531.
So 4 times that. Yeah. But our generation's just lazy.
Yes.
We just don't want to work.
Was it a month or a week?
A month.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was also looking at how his apartment was absolutely huge in San Francisco.
Well,
like,
that's actually kind of accurate, because back in the 70s and 80s and into the 90s, there was white flight from metropolitan areas. So all big cities, all the people who had these big nice apartments moved to the suburbs, and which caused all of the real estate in inner cities to totally crash. So you could get big, huge apartments for cheap back then, but they sucked shit and they were in bad neighborhoods. And it wasn't until the late 90s, early 2000s when things started getting gentrified and all the young tech people who were making money wanted to live in cities again because it was cool. That's when the gentrification started and everything started getting expensive again. But back in this time, you could probably get an apartment in San Francisco for super cheap in a big old apartment downtown, or in New York or Chicago or anywhere. It cost way more money to move out to the suburbs, which is also expensive now. Everything's just expensive. There's nowhere to live cheap anymore. But you used to be able to live in a city for cheap because none of the rich people wanted to live there.
So interesting.
White
That's
Flight's
why.
Funny name.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's why you see all those movies, people living in those big old loft apartments in New York and shit in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s because they were super cheap and you could live there.
Oh, that
So
makes
crazy.
sense.
It's so opposite now.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, you could still rent a house in Idaho Falls for $2,000. So
Yeah,
that's
which
not bad.
when we moved
Rent?
there, yeah, which they used to be 6 years ago, they were like $800, $1,200. It's doubled in the last 5 years.
It's like when I was there, I was curious. I always get curious when I go to Idaho Falls because I enjoy being there for the first 2 days, and then I'm like, I could move here.
Don't
and then
do
I
it.
Look, and then I look, and then I'm like, yeah, but Jaiden would kill me in my sleep. So
Yeah, we have like the highest rate of price increase in the country, like right up there.
That's crazy.
what? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So he does get the job interview, but he is this whole time he's been not paying his parking tickets and he just let his car get towed away, which seems ridiculous, but it happens. And he doesn't. They show up at his place and they arrest him and take him to jail for not paying parking tickets, which Seems ridiculous, but hey, maybe it happened. I'm not going to shit on that part too much. But he's supposed to, yes, he's always having to pay all his money for some dumb shit thing that he did in the past. So he's got to pay all his money to pay the ticket off, but they won't cash the check and clear it till the morning, 20 minutes before his interview. And he was painting his apartment when that happened, when he got arrested. So he's in jail, covered in paint, with a woman pleaser, a wife pleaser on instead of a wife beater.
Right.
Yeah. And he has to spend the night in jail, so he's got to run to his interview, and he covered in shit when he goes to his interview, and he uses it to charm them and tells them the truth that he was in jail for not paying tickets and that he was painting before. And it works.
Honesty.
His honesty and his smooth talking attitude, explaining the situation, gets him the job or gets him the internship. And his wife takes off at that point and moves to New York, like we said, to go work at a restaurant because they don't have restaurants in San Francisco, of course.
Zero.
Zero restaurant city. No one.
Everyone cooks at home.
Everybody cooks at home. It's only grocery stores. And then he's trying to make ends meet by selling his machines. At the same time, he moves into a hotel, which seems more expensive than the apartment, but hey, maybe. Or a motel. And he's living there. And they mentioned earlier that he was kept having to file for tax extensions.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew he wasn't paying his taxes, but hey, the IRS takes all his money and seizes his funds because he wasn't paying the taxes. So now he's hit rock bottom and he gets kicked out of his apartment for not paying the rent or out of the motel place he was living. And then he's on the streets with his kid. The first night they sleep in the subway. And then he does that whole scene where he's doing imagination with them. And he tells them they're going to go sleep in a cave when they go in the bathroom and lock the door. And I will admit that this whole time, there is good acting going on. Will Smith is doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie does look good. Like, it's well made. It looks good. It's happening in San Francisco on real places. And it's, shot on film and it's competently made. Like, it's a very handsome looking movie. Looks good. Superficially, this movie is good. And even down a layer to acting and performances, good. It's all good when he's crying, when somebody's trying to get in through the door and he's just being quiet and he's just holding his son crying. I mean, that's good shit. I'll give it to him. Emotionally manipulative with a terrible payoff, but it's still good. It's still well done.
Yeah, for real. I think it's also funny how we you were saying that it looks good, but like something could still look good and smell like crap.
Yeah. It's rotten to the core.
Rotten to the core. Pretty on the outside, rotten on the inside. Type shit. But yeah, I think it's funny because I do like the way the movie looks, and I feel like I've watched this when I watched this movie before. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do my thing and do something and persevere and be a bajillionaire or whatever. It's so fucking hard now, dude, because it's not the same. It's not the same at all.
No, the wealth is consolidated to the top, and you have to be. I mean, there's so many people with the grind set on, and the odds of making it doing anything. You just can't do this. I mean, it's a 1 in a billion shot of succeeding by doing this from the very bottom up.
Yeah.
Unless you literally are some super genius who can manipulate the stock market but even, so did you guys see that movie with Paul Dano about the GameStop stock?
No, I wanted to.
So
no.
it's okay. So basically the premise of that movie is Paul Dano was like a day trader at home, but he's like a smart guy and he does all this research on the market and he realizes that GameStop is priced too low. So he buys a bunch of stock and the stock goes up and he makes all this money in the stock market. But a bunch of rich people, hedge fund managers, were short selling the GameStop stock and they were going to lose a bunch of money by the short sale because when you short sell, you want the stock to go down. So all these hedge funds were betting on GameStop to tank and go out of business. Basically, they pulled a bunch of strings and lied and then got this. Basically, he lost all his money. In real life, and it's a true story. So even if you are this really smart guy who does really who does. But if you go against the rich people, you're going to get fucked anyways. In reality, when this happened now or in the last few years, the guy who was the smart enough guy to do this just got completely fucked over by the system and the rich people, and he didn't succeed.
That sounds more like it.
But he goes to he's got a list that he's supposed to be working from the bottom up on in importance, because he has to be the top earner to get the job. And there's 30 interns and only one gets the job, and nobody can take their 6 months of experience and apply it to another position, which seems crazy to me. Why wouldn't you be able to do that? I mean, you did it. Are they like, you can't tell anyone you were ever here? If you don't win this, if you're not the top guy, you can't tell anybody you were ever here. Can you go to another stockbroker and say, hey, I was over here for 6 months, I was number 3 on the list? Like, that seems crazy.
Yeah, maybe it's like a non-compete or something.
I don't know. I think it was didn't make any sense, but he still learned how to be a stockbroker. I think he could have, even if he wouldn't have been the top guy, he probably could have applied these skills to getting a job somewhere else, even if he wasn't the top guy. Do you think all 29 of those other guys just went and jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge because they never could be stockbrokers? Unlikely. So I thought about maybe there's probably something to that I don't know, because I don't know, but it seemed ridiculous to me. But he skips all the way to the top of the list, and he calls a dude who's the manager of the fund of a big insurance company, the retirement fund, and he gets an appointment with him, but he misses the appointment because his boss guy, this is a running bit through the whole thing. And I think this is saying that I still think on one level, they're all little obstacles that he has to overcome, where he always has to go get coffee and buy donuts for everyone. This guy's always asking him to do little things. I think they're trying to say that maybe they're trying to say that they were being racist or treating him like shit, and that he overcame it with perseverance. But he has to go move the dude's car because he's going to get a ticket, and that's what makes him late for this appointment. So he decides to...
It pissed me off so much.
Yeah. So he takes a bus to the guy's house, and he scams his way into getting invited to the 49ers game. And while he's at the 49ers game, the dude basically says, I didn't know that you were new, an intern over there. You're not getting our business. Fuck off, basically. But he does it in a nice way.
Yeah.
And he has a good time tailgating with all of these other rich assholes who all give him his card. And I presume, they never really outline it, but I presume that that's how he gets to the top of the list, is all these other dudes that he met at the 49ers game invest with him. And he gets the job after, there's a whole part where he has to sleep in a homeless shelter with his kid if he gets there soon enough to get a bed.
Also stressed me out.
Yeah, for real. And also, this kind of another thing was when basically him trying to cut all of like the unnecessary bullshit from the job that he's doing at the internship to make his way over to the homeless shelter, making himself very productive and hardworking and everything, just to make sure that he can like get a bed at the end of the day or something.
Yeah, he has to optimize. I mean, this is such a movie of 2006. It's insane. Like, this is what everybody in the like the startup tech culture right at this time. So this is right before the crash of 2007, 2008. That's why nobody has ever watched this movie or knows about it or likes it, because this movie came out literally right before the stock market. Everybody all these people are the fucking villains and ruined everyone's lives. So nobody's going to want to watch a movie about valorizing how good these guys are, because every movie that came out about stock market, stockbrokers after this they're all the villains and all pieces of shit. So nobody's going to want to watch it. This is probably why I never saw it or never even knew that it existed until we did it. Until Eli picked it. I never even heard of it. I didn't know about it because nobody talked about it back then. This movie was dead on arrival.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, but it was all about, and it still is now. I mean, that's what AI is. It's all about optimization and get everything done faster and cut all the bullshit out of your life. Don't put the phone down on the cradle. And we now realize that that's all fucking bullshit and crazy. It's all crazy. And this movie is saying he's such a genius for coming up with this. It's such a product of 2005, 2006, 2007, the way things were back then.
Yeah.
Saying that's all good stuff to be doing, and now we're all just like, fuck off, fuck you. Everybody's like, fuck, go fuck yourselves. Fuck everybody. Fuck all of you tech bro pieces of shit.
Yeah, true. Well, I already know what I'm getting everyone for Christmas. I'm getting everyone a fucking Rubik's Cube.
Nice.
Oh my god. Have you guys ever
I
solved a
do.
Rubik's Cube?
No. I used to have one. When this movie was set, I was 5 years old. 1981 when I was 5. So I was the exact age that Jaden Smith was in 1981.
That's
so I would have.
crazy to think of.
Yeah. It's weird, huh? And my dad was in the army and worked in the signals.
Very.
My dad couldn't do a Rubik's Cube though.
See, that's where everything went wrong, right there.
My dad did the exact opposite though. He joined the army in like 1982 because there was no jobs. Because it was coming off of there was a huge recession in the 70s as well. So all that tracks. I mean, it was hard to get jobs back then, but he could have gotten something better than investing a shit ton of money in. And why didn't he go on the GI Bill? He could have gotten free college. Why didn't he go to college for free if he was in the military?
What does GI stand for?
Like literally?
Well, I mean, what does it mean? Like, what's a GI Bill?
Oh, when you are in the military, this was started after World War II. Basically, it's the government pays for you to go to college when you get out of the military.
Oh, okay.
So the GI Bill is the money the government gives you for tuition.
It's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah. So he would have qualified for that unless he did something to get kicked out of the military, dishonorably discharged or whatever. Then he would have not. But then he wouldn't have been able to get a job at a stockbroker. It's basically you're a felon. If you get dishonorably discharged, you can't get hired anywhere.
That's kind of funny. I have a friend that I knew in high school that got dishonorably discharged from the army.
Does he have a job anywhere?
I have no idea. I haven't heard from him in like 4 years, actually. Might be dead.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's doing well.
And alive. And pursuing
He's
his
alive.
happiness.
He's pursuing his happiness. His happy penis.
Happiness.
Happiness. But he does get the job offer because he is number one, and I feel like they treat him like they really talk down to him when they're giving him that job. They're like, was it as easy as you thought it was going to be? No, it wasn't. If they had any clue about all the bullshit that he was going through simultaneously.
I know, seriously.
Such a different lives people live, because like there are moments where you see someone that is going to these like these places to like find somewhere to sleep and stuff, and do whatever they got to do to keep surviving, but like you never know that some of them like hold jobs, some of them are like doing their shit, and it's so annoying and unmotivating when rich people are like, dude, all these like homeless people taking up these what are they called, resources, and going to these places and homes and whatever, right? And they're not even working for a living or whatever, and they are probably that most of them are definitely working for themselves. They just cannot afford to get themselves out of the situation they're in. That shit pisses me off. And it's kind of like puts that spotlight on that too, because he is working, he is doing his shit, and he's just so deep into the bullshit that he's in to be able to get out. And then he miraculously made it out, but still, like, could you imagine if he didn't get all those opportunities, all his opportunities just shut down? Like, he would have just been stuck there.
Yeah, if this story was an indictment of the system rather than a perseverance story about how a smart guy rose above the system, and only those type of people are the ones who deserve to get out of this system, out of the shit, and everybody else it deserves to be there, is what this movie is saying. Does that make sense? This movie's saying only he deserves to do it because he worked hard enough and he was smart enough. Everybody else deserves to be living in the homeless shelter or living in the streets or sleeping on the subway. It's only if you work hard enough and you're smart enough do you deserve to not be there. Everybody else deserves to be there because they're trash.
Crazy.
That's what this movie's saying. That's why I hate this fucking movie, because that's the message of this movie, is because that's what rich people think. They think if you're smart enough and work hard enough, you might not be as rich as them, but if you dedicate your entire life to making them money, then you can have some of that money. You don't have to live on the streets, but you have to really bust your shit. And you get 10% commission and they get the rest of it. But you can have a piece of it. You can have a piece of that. But if you don't,
Crazy.
then you deserve to live on the street. And that's what you get for not being a hard worker, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, you piece of shit, dog, subhuman pieces of shit. Work hard enough and suck our dicks good enough, and maybe you can get a job here.
It's crazy.
Fuck off this movie.
Fuck off.
Sound like a lot like Kim Kardashian, when she was like, just get up and work. That's like
Exactly.
the only thing I could think about. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
And those are the people, the people who were working there, like the boss guy, he didn't do shit. His dad was fucking rich. He went to fucking Stanford and got handed that fucking job. I'm sure he's good at it or whatever, but he didn't deserve it anymore. He doesn't deserve that life.
Yeah.
He didn't earn it. He got it handed to him. And even fucking Will Smith doesn't deserve to be that rich. Nobody fucking deserves to be that rich. You might be that rich, but do you deserve it? I don't know. Do you need that much money? Does anybody need that much money? Do you guys know about Black Monday, Black Tuesday, 1987 stock market crash?
I do not.
So in June, so it was in January, there was this huge crash in October 19th of 1987, where the global stock market lost 1.71 trillion in one day.
Damn.
Yeah, people were jumping out of buildings. Stockbrokers were killing themselves. It was just huge. It was this huge, big fucking deal. And I was like 9 years old when this happened, and it was huge news. It was in all the newspapers. Every newscast. They thought it was going to cause like another Great Depression. So he sold his company isn't that what he said? Or he started a new one in 1987? Was that how this movie ends?
Yeah. He sold some part of the company, I think, for like multi-millions.
Oh, no, okay. It says in 1987, he founded his own company and then sold it in 2006. So I bet you that he lost his job during the Black Monday, 1987, and lost a shit ton of money and probably built it up again.
Yeah, because he's a perseverancer.
He is a perseverancer.
So funny. But I like it. I mean, I like the movie. It's a motivational movie. And I mean, I can't say that I don't want my year to, for me to be more, more of a go-getter. Maybe not, trying to make a company richer or anything, but just like figuring out what I want to do and getting really good at it and then benefiting myself instead of somebody else, But I mean,
hell yeah.
I understand where you're coming from, Sean.
No, I'm not going to shit on you for picking this movie because I agree with you.
Yeah.
For a superficial motivational movie akin to Rocky or something like that, it's effective. It does a good job. And I agree. But you just have to turn your brain off and not be critical of it and just look at it superficially. And it does an effective job at being motivational and perseverance.
Yeah, true. It does.
And that's what makes me dislike it even more, because it's so manipulative by doing that and making that just makes it seem like that is good. There's the message of, if you don't do that, you deserve to be living on the streets. It's valorizing that type of that system that we have, that if you don't put in 110%, 365, 24/7, you deserve to be in the gutter.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's true. I don't agree with that. I mean, it is true. That's the reality. It is reality. If this movie was a movie about how this is reality, but that's bad, then I would be, yes, this is a good movie. Well made, and I like it, but it's not. This is funded by the fucking Koch brothers, or stockbroking firm guys got together. They're like, yes, let's put this movie out.
We need more grunts.
We need more grunts. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like it is a good movie to, motivate yourself, but it's not a good movie to base your entire life and personality off of.
No.
And, trying to, cut your wife or girlfriend off because she's a bitch because you're, in reality, you are not putting in the work like Will Smith was putting in the work.
You
And
got to get your grind on. You got to have the grindset mindset. Never not be working. Always be working. Always be on that grind. Get your hustle on. Optimize. Optimize your life. Drink Soylent so you don't have to waste time eating. Never stop dialing. Never stop making money. And that is the message of this podcast. That is my message to everyone. Greed is good. Make that money, y'all.
100%. Cut
Do
off
it.
whatever you have to cut off.
Well,
If
that I agree with. If your wife's a bitch, don't talk
if
to her
your
anymore.
mom is telling you that you can't do it, cut her off. She's a good woman. It doesn't matter. Cut her off.
Don't let anybody ever tell you what you can't do.
Yeah. Don't let anyone get in between you and your bread. For real.
That's right. Stack them bills. Stack them. Anybody else have anything more to say about this?
No, are we gonna rate it?
Yeah, Eli, you picked it. What are we
pick
going to rate it out of?
We're going to rate it out of... Damn, this is always so hard to pick. Like, you guys are always so quick with it.
Broken time machines?
Broken time machines. Yeah. Let's go with broken time machines.
All right, I'll go first.
Oh, yeah,
I would
okay.
give this movie, as far as performance-wise, filmmaking, cinematography, acting, I would give this probably a 4. But the message is a 0, and I hate it. So I'm going to give the overall movie 3.5 broken time machines. And as far as being on theme of how you want your year to go, I feel like the end result is good. So I will give it a 4 as far as that goes, because I get what you're going for and I agree superficially. Do you want to deal with all that bullshit to get there? Is that how you want your life to go, or you just want the ending part? Interesting.
Yeah, I just want the motivation. I don't want all the bullshit.
Okay. Then yeah, being a rich millionaire living in San Francisco of how you want your life to go, then yeah, it's on theme. And as far as am I mad or glad that you made me watch this? I am mad. I could have lived my life without having ever watched this movie. This movie can get fucked right off. I don't care to have seen it, and I would have rather have watched a better movie. But there did have redeeming qualities to it. So I'm not super mad at you, but I would rather have not have seen it.
I'll find a good motivation movie eventually.
Okay.
Yeah. That has communist values.
It doesn't, it can just be a guy stuck in the woods and has to get out alive. We can just have perseverance for perseverance sake.
Yeah.
What about you, Darian?
I am glad that I watched this movie, mostly for the fact that I feel like I've heard about this movie and seen the poster for this movie a million times, and I've just never watched it. So I'm glad I can say that I have watched it now. I also enjoyed it. Like, I was entertained the whole time. So I'm glad. And then I'll give it 4 broken time machines. Again, I liked it. The message was, but I get what it was going for. So, and the acting was good and it was shot well and all the things. So 4. For New Year's resolutions, I'll give it 3 because, again, I know like what you're going for and what you're trying to say with like the grind and the motivation and going for what you want. I'm done doing that. I'm done
Preach.
grinding. Okay, I have ground. I'm ready to start enjoying the fruits of my labor. I do not want to be grinding in 2026 on my do not do list. So,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Do less.
Hell yeah.
Trying to do less this year.
Less is more.
Mm-hmm.
All right, babe. Sorry, Jaiden.
Jaiden's first words of this podcast.
Yeah. She
Did you
doesn't want
watch
to be
the
on this
movie?
podcast anymore.
I was grinding on my taxes.
Producer Jaiden, did you watch the movie?
I did watch the movie, yes.
And
I am glad I watched the movie. It was good. I was entertained. I'd probably give it 4. What is it? Broken time machines? Is that what you said? probably like a 3.8, but I'll just say 4. I don't know. I liked it. The message was definitely crazy, and they just kind of made all the white guys look really nice, and like they were doing him huge favors and whatever. But yeah, I was entertained, and I do wish that at the end they would have showed him rich with a mansion. I was kind of mad they didn't.
Yeah. I was kind of like, all that for what? We don't even get to
Yeah.
see what he does with it.
I was kind of disappointed in that. Endings are very important, and I didn't like the ending that much. But for New Year's resolution, I would say probably a 3.5, because I don't want to. We are really trying to get our finances in check, but also I don't want to manifest being broke. So
What about
Hell yeah.
Eli? Are you glad that
Yeah.
you watched this again and made all of us watch it? Or are you do you feel foolish?
No, yeah, I am glad that you guys got to watch this movie, because I mean it's it's not the greatest movie of all time, but it's I feel like it's one of those movies where, like, if someone asks you, have you seen it? At least now you can be like, yeah, it was fucking sucked or whatever, and then you're like, no, I have never seen it.
Oh, I can assure you that no one will
was
ever
fucking
ask.
sucked.
No one will ever ask me if I've seen this movie.
Yeah, hey, you never know. But yeah, I mean, I'm still glad you guys watched it.
I
For
feel
me,
like it's a pretty popular movie.
yeah, it's
Like, I told Hayden I hadn't seen it. He's like, "You've never seen that movie?"
yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is popular. It's just like, but I feel like it's very popular with a lot of people that are just very, like, driven to want to become millionaires or something. And yeah, it does have a very bad, like, maybe a little bit of an obnoxious message. But for me, I hate to be part of that group of people that's like, yeah, I got to make as much money as possible. But I'm not gonna put money over people, or I'm not gonna, you know just be a piece of shit about it. I mean, I like the movie because it motivates me to try and, become better and get myself more financially stable, because like Will Smith, I feel like I mean, my life was not this bad, but it was, like, down there. And I feel like that's a very important thing too. It's like being poor really sucked, and I don't want to keep being poor, because that's been like the first 20 like the first 20 years of my life. It was just being poor, like badly poor, so it's just like, I don't know, I think it just, like, resonates differently with myself because of my life. But regardless, I do want to this year, I do want to make more money. I do want to figure something out, and also stop working for a company where, I mean, I enjoy my job now, and it's less labor intensive than it used to be at my last job. But now I'm like, okay, now I got to figure out what I'm going to do that I have the time, and I'm not, commuting for 2 hours back and forth to work. I can put those 2 hours to, like, figure if I like music, or, putting my motivation to something else that's not, sleeping, working, and, repeating. But yeah, I would give this movie a 3.8 too. Sean, you did ruin for me. Because I feel like at
Sorry.
first I was like, no, it's fine. At first I was like, yeah, no, you know what? This is, like, I do need to stay with my grind or whatever. But it does suck that it's just like, there's so much hidden shit in media, when, like, yeah, you don't know who is really paying for it and what message they're trying to get out there, and everyone, like, gets a different message from it. But you're right, it is very, like, fall in line, work hard, and maybe you'll get a raise, maybe you'll get a better job, maybe you'll persevere, but it's just to line someone else's pockets. So that does suck. But motivationally, it is a 4.5 for me, because I want more money and I want to be more perseverant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I want all those things too. I'm a fucking consumer. I like shit. I like to
like
be
money.
comfortable. I want
Yeah.
money. I don't think that it's good that we have to do that, but that is the reality we live in. I just don't like watching a movie that's telling me that that's a good reality that we live in.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about it. But it is a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's well made. It's a piece of shit movie because of all of that happens in it. But outside of that, it's a very good movie. It's like the acting's very good, and like I said, it's well made. It's good. So it's not a piece of
Sweet.
shit.
Did we do math? Did it pass or no?
I don't think it passed.
I don't think it passed.
Sorry, buddy.
But
Well,
cool.
we could do the vote if it's very important or not. It's got to be majority. I say no.
I mean, I could say yes.
I would say yes because, like Darian said, it is a very popular movie, but it depends on the people who it's popular with, and I would say no because of that.
Like it's like you said, like certain people take the message differently, and I think you can watch this movie and take the message of if you work really really hard, you can achieve your dreams, and that's a good message.
Well, I think that's the only message to take.
Yeah.
But it's the message of, I guess the message that I don't like, and I think people just overlook the part. They overlook the part where it's saying, if you don't do that, you deserve to live in the streets and you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, you're a piece of shit. That's what this movie says. Like if there was a scene at the end, like if this guy in real life went back and started gave money to a homeless shelter or helped poor black men learn how to be stockbrokers or something, did anything to give back, or they even talked about it, then maybe I would not hate it as much. But they didn't even give a shit. They didn't care about that.
I did more at the end.
Yeah,
true.
Like you'd think he'd have some empathy for people in the same situation, but he just seemed to hate all those people that he had to be by. He was getting in fights with them. There was no scenes of him like bonding with anybody else or showing any sort of empathy for anyone else in his similar situation.
Yeah.
It was just, he just could not wait to step on their fucking heads to get out of there and be a millionaire.
Dude, that's crazy. You're
right.
right.
I feel like, well, I don't know. I don't know if it was that his whole thing was that he wanted to step on people's heads and become a millionaire. I think he just wanted to be able to provide for his kid.
Well, yeah, but
that's it. And he just happened to become a millionaire because he is a hard worker. And the message is like, if you work really, really hard, inevitably you will eventually make it, which is not true, sadly. But it's like wishful thinking.
I guess I will give this some credit for its honesty. As far as they didn't have any bullshit scene of they didn't have a scene of him in the homeless shelter, some sappy scene where he makes friends with somebody. They didn't have, it was just basically like he's there and he's like, fuck these people, fuck these dirty homeless pieces of shit. I will fight them. He did. He got in a fight with one of them.
But he wasn't, I didn't get the vibe that he was doing that. He got in a fight with that guy because he was getting in the way of his kid having a place to sleep. I think that was to show that he's a good father.
No, I know, but
not that he.
And I'm not, and I would do the same thing. I'm not.
People. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
No, I'm saying it's like it's realistic and honest as far as he probably didn't have empathy for these people and didn't care and was pissed that he had to be there, rightfully so. I mean, I'm not really. So I'm kind of. I do, in retrospect, appreciate that they didn't have any saccharine bullshit of where he. I do think you would think once he made it, he would have thought back to when he was in that situation. Maybe he did in real life. Who knows? I'm not saying that he didn't. Maybe he is a good guy and he does give back to the community. I don't know. But you would think that if he did, that they would have put that in the movie.
Yeah, I think they could have definitely. Yeah.
Not even just in the text at the end. Not even a scene. Just they could have talked about it.
Makes you think like he probably didn't do anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, fuck this movie. Just kidding. It's fine. This movie's fine. It's fine. It's the world that sucks. The movie's fine.
The movie's fine. Would I watch it
again? Next week?
Probably not.
Hey, we own it though. It's in the family Apple library.
It's funny. Hey, now you can tell people, hey, you know what? I have Pursuit of Happyness. I'm never going to watch it again. But it's there.
But it's there.
I almost bought it on Blu-ray.
Good you didn't.
Yeah.
I did watch The Godfather yesterday.
Oh, wow.
The day before yesterday. It's a very good movie.
Have not watched that.
I had to make you another, and you can't refuse.
I just think of the little shrews from Zootopia.
It's basically that's basically the movie.
Yeah, so I like to imagine them as little shrews.
You come here on the day of my daughter's wedding.
Yeah, so good. But yeah, it was It's a good movie. I didn't know that Francis Ford Coppola, is that his name? Yeah, he was a director, and that's cool. I feel like that's the first movie I've seen that's directed by him.
He made the second one as well.
I'll have to
And the
watch
Did you
third
watch
one.
the second one or the third one?
Not yet, no.
Second one's better. That's considered better than the first one. And the third one is
Really?
considered a complete failure. But there's an alternate cut I haven't seen the alternate cut, but it's supposed to be much better than the original cut. And you should watch The Conversation as well.
Conversation.
Yeah, it's another it's the movie he made between Godfather 1 and 2 with Gene Hackman. It's really good. And then you got to watch Apocalypse Now. And then you can kind of don't need to watch anything else. It kind of pretty much covers Coppola, his 80s and 90s movies, give or take. Pretty much after Apocalypse Now, he kind of went to shit. I mean, there's good stuff and good movies, but they're not the same after that.
Sick. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I watched that, and then I watched something silly. I think can't remember what else I watched.
Something silly.
Something
What,
silly.
What did you think of that Crimson movie? I saw that you watched it, Sean.
Oh, the Mexican movie?
Yeah,
Uh,
I think it was Red
what was-
Crimson or something.
Yeah, that movie is fucking deranged. It's a true story, and it is crazy. It's about, I'll tell you guys what it is really quick. It's about this woman with 2 kids living in Mexico, and she's a nurse. And she meets a guy through basically a newspaper or magazine where people hook up, like write letters. It's like a matchmaking service at the back of a magazine.
Oh,
And this guy is a scam artist. And he shows up and steals money from her purse and takes off. But she finds him and goes, "Yeah, I know you're a scam artist, but I want to be with you anyway. And I'll help you scam other women
that's crazy.
in the same way." So she takes her kids to an orphanage, drops them off, kicks him, says, gets rid of them, just takes them to a fucking orphanage, says, "Fuck off, kids. I'm going to go do scams with this guy."
I'm gonna go do scams.
And then they start fucking killing people. They kill the women and
Killing?
they kill the women and take their money. Like he gets close to him, they pose as brother and sister, and he meets more women off through this magazine wanted ads. Do you want me to spoil this whole thing for you? You guys are it's all
No,
in
that actually
Spanish.
sounds really
Okay.
dope. It sounds kind of good. Should I watch it?
Yeah. Deep Crimson. That's what it is. Deep Crimson.
Oh, Deep Crimson. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it sounds kind of good.
Yeah, it's
Red
fucking-
I'm not
Crimson.
gonna watch it. Just tell me what it is.
Anybody else care? Spoiler alert.
Go for it.
Spoilies.
So they kill a couple rich women and take their money. And then the last one they meet is they think she's gonna be an old lady, but she's kind of young and she has a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't have any money. So they basically kill the mom, and then drown the fucking baby in a bathtub.
Oh my god, Jesus.
And then they turn themselves in, and rather than giving him a trial, they drive him out to the desert and make the cops drive him out to the desert to a dirt road and just tell him to go run down the road, and then they all start shooting him in the back, and that's their execution.
Interesting.
But there's a fucking scene. They just fucking when they kill the mom, it's pretty brutal, and they drown the fucking kid. It's like a 3 or 2-year-old. They just drown her in the bathtub. It's fucked up. It's a fucked movie.
Yeah, that sounds intense. I'll have to watch that still, even though you ruined it. But
Yeah, it's more about the performances and stuff.
Yeah.
It's about the performances and stuff, guys.
You watched Chappie?
Yeah, it's fucking. I'd never watch it because it was terrible, but they're doing it on Scott Hasn't Seen, and it's such a piece of shit. Good lord, it's a piece of shit.
It's pretty funny. I also saw that a lot. It was coming up a lot on my account, and I was like, "Dude, do I need to watch this now?" And I'm glad.
Absolutely not.
I didn't. I think
Oh,
I've
it's
seen like a
bad.
snippet of it on TikTok, where like he fights in like a zoo or some shit. That's the same
I
movie?
didn't even finish it. I fast forwarded through a bunch. It's a piece of shit. Okay, well we can keep talking for 3 more minutes, but let's end this fucking podcast.
All
Are we
right.
doing the Walter Mitty?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Aw, what are we doing?
I started watching it. Didn't like it that much.
Yeah, it fucking sucks.
What?
It was just like, okay. I don't know. It didn't feel the same. I don't know what to do. I don't know.
What was your other option?
I didn't watch that one. I don't think I'm gonna do it. Was Amelie, but I don't know. I'm just gonna, I don't know.
Okay,
Next
well,
week will be a surprise.
we'll put it in the show notes, whatever it ends up being. Because this episode will come out before that episode, so we can put it in the show notes. So look at the notes to find out what next week movie is. And until then, please rate, review, subscribe. Tell all of the people in the homeless shelter with you to subscribe. Tell your stockbroker bosses to subscribe. Go to the 49ers game and go into the box seats and subscribe there. Get everyone there to subscribe. Get George Kittle to subscribe if you find him in rehab after he blew his knee out. And, tell your 5-year-old kid, don't let anybody ever tell you not to subscribe to VIMP. And until next week, please out.